of a global war is a very dangerous negative trend. And we do have rogue states. We have one right next door. You know which one it is. And there's one, in part of the great arc from the Middle East to India. You know which one that is. And we have this redoubled emphasis, no matter what happens, productivity is the magic bullet. Everybody talks about increasing productivity. It's the wrong emphasis. It's absolutely wrong. Once upon a time it wasn't. But we've gotten there. The only way you can increase productivity now, short of introducing brand new technologies which are really in the drawing sketchpad stage at this point in time, productivity is not leading to anything positive. So then what can we do? Well, I really think, and this comes out of my work on customer service, and of course in the advanced economies, the majority of our economy is now service industries. We have to improve customer satisfaction, not productivity. Every time we've improved productivity, the customer satisfaction has gone down in the recent past. We must reverse this trend. It's very important because people feel used. How many of you who don't travel first class or business class do not feel used when you go on a plane, or abused? I'll rephrase that in a positive way. How many of you who go coach feel abused by the airlines when you travel? And only one or two are brave enough to raise their hands. Okay. Now, the frugality, the damage has been done and we cannot reverse it overnight. Everybody except for the 1%, now has a fear of spending because they have to think about their retirement. Everybody talks about this is where the aging society links up with the fact that people don't have enough to retire with. So we need to anticipate that as marketers, as managers, and we need to reassure our customers, which of course links in with the customer satisfaction. There's very little reassurance going on. Very little. That I see. Please, I want counterexamples if you can give me them. I'm talking in terms of gestalt, in terms of real, zeitgeist stuff. But I see it everywhere. I see it in the US, I see it here, I see it in Europe. It's not healthy. Japan, however, is not as bad as many other places. And you can still look for growth niches in the midst, in the midst of the malaise. So we have a malaise. We do have entropy as a general thing going on globally, but it's not happening everywhere. If it were happening everywhere, Starbucks wouldn't be pushing to have another 1,000 stores in China. They're not stupid. They see opportunity. They're a perfect icon of indulgent parsimony, by the way, for the new middle class. You may not be able to afford an apartment yet in, wherever you live in China, but you can afford an overpriced coffee. I shouldn't say overpriced. Anyway, maybe it's not overpriced. It's the price-quality relationship. In any event, I'm a customer too, so. There are growth niches, and there are many of them. But, as I said before, there's no low-hanging fruit. Now, this risk aversion is the big one. To me, as somebody who teaches in an MBA program, who meets young managers, who talks to older managers, the fear of failure, because you will be punished if you fail, is paralyzing in large corporations. I see somebody nodding his head, and I'm very glad because he's a young executive. So obviously somebody agrees with me, but it's very true. And I think that's the big one. And the whole idea of being willing to fail until you succeed is really why you should come on our stage. love that little segment. Okay, that's all I have to say. So, questions? Or are you all asleep? I think they're all asleep. I think that's what it is. Well, it's okay. I mean, if there are no questions or comments, if you disagree with me, that's fine too. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
Just be curious what you saw as the solution to this fear of failure. That seems so prevalent.
Well, the point is that it's very hard to implement in large organizations, because large organizations are as much political as they are economic, maybe even more so. But certainly in smaller companies